Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Brain Waves, back at it again. Today, we're going to talk about Miss Allison Hoker Boss. For those of you that don't know, that is Stephen Twitch Boss's wife, now widow. She actually breaks her silence. And we're going to take a look at what she's talking about. And I'm going to bring up several things. We're going to chop this up, and I'm going to explain why she's breaking her silence months too late, okay? For those of you that don't know, I have been covering the whole Stephen Twitch Boss situation since December, all right? Since he have left us, and the narrative is that he committed suicide. But I've extensively went over this. Other content creators have extensively went over this. We've asked questions, etc., etc. Many of you may know, many of you may not know, but I have been contacted by several celebrities when I was covering this particular story, okay? Because I was hitting on so many points, and I was bringing up things and asking things, holding people accountable, especially Miss Allison Hoker, and we didn't get any follow-up. So now we're getting a follow-up, which I find ironic. This follow-up is coming about at a time that should have been back in December. We're going to get into it in just a second. Again, we're going to look into her interview, break some things down, explain some things. And again, for those of you that don't know, I have been covering the Stephen Twitch Boss Allison Hoker situation since the onset when he left us back since December. I've been talking about Ellen and everyone that has been involved or suspected to be involved. And I broke everything down and I proved how this was not a suicide. Okay, but that's the narrative they're pushing, all right? So if you haven't subscribed, I kindly ask that you do so. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Go over to T News Reactions. If you're not currently there, please subscribe there as well. Come over to Brainwaves Advice Topics LLC. Subscribe, get the likes up, hit the notification bell. All right. Make sure y'all come through and support the work. All right. I got the Cash App QR code on the screen. I have my PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo information in the description box of this show and every single video and live stream that I have up on my YouTube channel. All right. If you like the work that I do, support the cause. $1, $5, $10, $20, $1 million. I don't care what it is. Every bit. I'm humbly appreciative of it. And it goes right back into the work that is done, especially when I put my name, my reputation, my channels, everything that I do on the line when we expose the truth and quote unquote go against the narrative. All right. So again, the QR code is on the screen, but the Cash App information is in the description box along with PayPal and Venmo. All right. One other thing I want y'all to take a look at too is you need to follow the link that I have here on the screen. It's also in the description box. Okay. Y'all need to figure out how to use this AI stuff because you're losing out on money, whether you have a job, whether you're self-employed. You're working a lot harder than you have to be, and you all need to figure out how this can benefit you, okay? Many people are sleeping on AI. As soon as I mention AI, if I mention Chat GPT, people like, what are you talking about? I don't need that, but it's highly relevant to your daily lives. And if you don't get aboard on this soon, at some point in time, your job or even you as an entrepreneur, you just might get replaced and get left behind. So you can't say that I didn't share it with you all earlier. I'm going to do a video and break down some things, show you all some benefits about this, but please check out the link here on the screen. Again, I also have it in the description box right at the top. So with that being said, I'm going to show you all some footage, okay? And we're going to break down the interview. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, okay? And what a lot of you have to understand is that this interview, okay, what a lot of you are going to have to understand about this interview is that it's a lot of emotional jerking going on, meaning they're trying to pull you back and forth on your emotions. Okay, ladies, this is really targeted at you all because women are typically emotionally driven, okay? So it's really designed to pull on your emotions and try to get you to move and feel some type of way about Miss Allison Hoker, all right? Fellas are probably gonna peep game and see it more so than the ladies. I'm just saying, give or take. There's exceptions to the rule, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. All right, so please keep this in mind. Also, this is a reaction. We are breaking this down. So please be mindful of that, okay? I want y'all to be aware of that and be mindful of that. So there's going to be some pausing of the footage. All right, it's not going to be just a constant straight video because I need to break down some things. So be in expectation of that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pretty much get this on the screen. Just give me 1 second. We're actually going to do this here. I kind of want to get... some things here set up. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to... I want to do it like this. We're gonna front and center this because you all need to basically be able to see what's going on. Okay, so have y'all with this front and center. Okay, man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Like I said, this is absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. Okay, I don't know any other way of saying it and slicing it. So we're gonna pretty much get to it. I'm just gonna front and center. Forget it. I wanted to kind of play around with the presentation, but I think you all need to see and you all need to know. Let's go ahead and get this on the screen too while we edit. All right, and we're gonna get to the content. Okay, so here we go.
Anniversary. The news came as a shock to his friends, fans, and family. And Hoda, I know you got to sit down with his wife, Allison.
Allison is such a lovely human being. Allison Hoker Boss is a pillar of strength. She's raising 3 young kids with...
Okay, so I want to stop right here, even right in the beginning of what we're seeing, okay? The biggest push here is that they're going to push this narrative, and I need to prepare you all if you haven't seen the interview, okay? This is like the USA Today interview or what have you. They're going to push this narrative that Miss Allison Hoker Boss is such a good parent, okay? And I'm saying this for a reason. The whole time when you watch this interview is to pull on you all that are parents. I'm a parent, okay? For the record, let me get this out. Just for the record, while we're on this subject, I'm a parent, okay? I'm a parent. So I just got to make that clear because, a lot of people seem to get it twisted. I know what it's like to be a parent, okay? I know what it's like to lose a child. You see what I'm saying? I know what it's like to lose family members. So I know what this is like, and I'm also a life coach. So I know what this is like. I deal with this with my clients. Some of you here watching and listening are my clients. Okay, some of you watching and listening may become my clients. If you want to do that, go to brainwaves.com or check the description box out here. Have it on every video that's up on my channel on the About tab as well. Okay, if you're interested in that. But the point that I'm making is I know when someone is real and when someone is fake. And many of you suspect that she's fake. And like I said, they're going to push this angle of she's such a good parent. I'm such a good parent. So I have to preface you all with this. So when you go into the interview, do not fall for the emotional manipulation that they're trying to do, okay? Because they're doing this so that she can come back out and do whatever it is. I told y'all, it usually takes people like 3 to 6 months after a sacrifice because Twitch was sacrificed. This is just facts, all right? And if you don't understand that, I've broken every single aspect down of what happened in my previous videos. Okay, so I'm not going to do too much of that here. I've explained it. I went through, and I'm going to explain some more. I'm going to break some things down about the role of a wife. Okay, we're talking about his wife. Okay, so there's a lot of things that she should be held accountable of. And speaking of which, she was never held accountable legally with what happened. They never questioned her. She was never a suspect, knowing that anytime there is a death, there is always, this is standard procedure. Everyone is proven, or should I say, they're basically a suspect, rather, until they're ruled out. That means husbands, wives, kids, moms, dads, sisters, brothers, cousins, grandmammy, grandpappy, everybody, co-workers, like everyone is a suspect until proven innocent, okay? And there was never any investigation on her, no questioning on her, and there was a lot of things that I brought up. And so now all of a sudden, we're talking about roughly 5 months later, she's coming out with this, okay? Roughly, because we haven't hit December 13th and 14th, the supposed official days when Stephen Twitch Boss is no longer with us. So keep this in mind about this whole parent thing, all right? And ladies, don't fall for the emotional jerking. Let's go.
Out the love of her life by her side. And now she is opening up for the first time about her loss and how she is honoring Stephen's memory.
Hold on. Stop the press. Got to shout out Nancy. Thank you so much, Nancy Lynn. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let me tell you all, I really appreciate it. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's 50 cents. I don't care if it's a penny. I don't care if it's $1 million. Whatever you want to send through. Super chat, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. The information's in the description box. You literally can just click on the link on the computer, tap on the link on your phone. You don't have to put in $. I got all the information in the description box. It's right there on every video. I truly appreciate the work and the support that you all do. Okay, and I just want to shout out Nancy Lynn for that. All right, let's go.
Stephen Twitch Boss danced his way into the hearts of America alongside Ellen DeGeneres for 9 years. His first big break came appearing on the hit TV show So You Think You Could Dance, where in 2010 he met the love of his life, fellow dancer Allison Holker.
Will you marry me?
Yes. Our love was magical.
Yeah.
And it was so real. And I think that's the hardest part about all this. The way we loved was so big.
Yeah.
And he made you feel so seen and heard. And one of our really dear friends said it best, that Twitch was an experience. And if you got to have that experience, it was something special.
Just 5 months before Twitch died by suicide, he co-hosted the show with me. Look who's getting our party started. We call him Twitch. Stephen Twitch Boss.
I still remember so vividly when he hosted with me, Allison, and he walked in the studio and the lights went on. That's what happened. And I watched him walk in. I watched him greet every person. I watched him sit on that set. I watched him delight in every topic, every person, every detail.
Does the name Dr. Tommy Tonia Stewart ring a bell?
Yes. Yes.
Well, we hear Dr. Stewart is a legend. Guess what? We tracked her down. Come on out, Dr. Stewart.
There would not be a Twitch without Dr. Stewart. Like,
Dr. Stewart.
He just said, I can't believe y'all did this for me. And he kind of nuzzled into her. He never forget where he began.
I'm a kid from Montgomery, Alabama, and now all of a sudden I'm sitting next to you right now, and it's just, it's from teachers like that.
He never forgot that, did he?
Never. Yeah. I remember watching that, and even you guys together was so beautiful and so magic. It was like, oh, it was so fun and vibrant, and he lit up every space that he ever was in.
Okay, now I'm gonna pause just for a second because I want to say something. Now, for those of you that are just now joining me, this is a reaction, so I'm not going to play the full interview through without interruption. There will be some times where I will pause. Please keep this in mind, okay? What I want to say is what they're doing in the beginning of this interview. I want y'all to peep game. They're trying to pull on your emotions, especially my ladies out here, right? So what they're doing is they're setting this up to where, oh, their marriage was so wonderful and everything was so wonderful. And, oh, I missed this and I missed that. And, like, again, a lot of emotional jerking, as I like to call. The reason why I'm using the word jerking is because it pulls you back and forth and back and forth. You're like, oh, their marriage, it was so wonderful and so magical. Remember, the very first thing she said, it was so magical, yet so real. So essentially, they're trying to work magic on you all. I mean, you could technically go further and really say that's witchcraft, but that's another conversation for another day. Because y'all know I'm a spiritual master too, and I can break this thing down like a pound. All right? They're trying to work magic on you all, especially my ladies out here, by moving you emotionally. And then at this point in time in this interview or her speaking out, you're supposed to be so emotionally invested and involved that you actually forget to pay attention to the details and the rest of what is taking place in this interview. Okay? So, watch this. Yeah, Sharina says she's so fake. I mean, exactly. Like, let's continue. I just wanted y'all to see this in peep game, okay? I'm going to go ahead and put it back so y'all can see. So let's go.
Navigating life as a single mom, Allison takes it one step at a time with 14-year-old Wesley, 7-year-old Maddox, and 3-year-old Zaya.
I'm looking at you.
Okay, so right now, notice the first thing. This is what I'm talking about, okay? And I just want y'all to kind of peep game because y'all got to understand how this interview is going so that when you sit back and watch it, okay, when you go back and watch it, you'll understand what I'm saying. They first preface the wedding as so magical and their relationship was so magical and everything they did was so magical and so wonderful. And now they're going into, oh, she's such a great mom and all of this and stuff. Why are they doing this? What's the agenda behind them saying, hey, everything was great with the magic and she's such a great mom? They're trying to prep the public so that she can come back out and do something publicly. Okay, whatever that is. It always takes about 3 to 6 months. They lay low and then all of a sudden they come back public after a sacrifice. So the timing of this interview, why now? Okay, why is this 5 months later? If you were a wife, you should have been kicking the doors down, trying to do interviews and figure out what's happening and just not accepting and taking things back in December, let alone January and in February. But I know some people are going to say, oh, leave her alone. She needed her privacy and all of this stuff. If she needed her privacy, why is she even coming public to this day about talking about what's going on? If she really needed her privacy, why don't she just move forward with whatever she is going to do in her life, in her career, or whatever it is that she's attempted to do? That's really the best way. Just no, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone. I told you it's private. Let's not even talk about it. Let's not do an interview unless there is an agenda that they're trying to do. And that's what I want y'all to pay attention to. This interview is an agenda. It's 5 months too late, people. You are a wife. Okay, I'm not even going to say, but even the husbands would do this. But come on, ladies, you know how y'all feel emotionally? And then you're going to come out 5 months later, your love was so magical yet so real, and your marriage touched the entire world, and then all of a sudden, you're going to wait this long to do an interview? I mean, this is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy. And side note real quick, Raisin Phoenix says she's been posting to her Instagram account. I'm going to show that. As a matter of fact, that's what this is right here on the screen. Okay, I got her Instagram account here, but the only thing she's been posting is pictures of her kids. Because she's trying to push this positive narrative and this positive image, and then she's trying to get you ladies to drink the Kool-Aid, and fellas too. Y'all drink the Kool-Aid like, well, she's all about her kids and she's such a good mom, so that nobody sees her in a negative light. And this is the same thing that happens with all these sacrifices. This is what they do. The person either involved, the person who did it, or the person who at least knows something about what happened, they do something to where they put this spin on it where they're such a saint all of a sudden, so that people forget about what happened. Because people got amnesia. Nobody's covering Stephen Twitch Boss. There's only one other creator that I know, maybe one or two other creators that's covering. A shout out to the homie Ringo. I know many of you are subscribed to him. If not, go subscribe to him. I know he covered this. I've been planning on covering this days ago. I got a lot of catching up to do. You know, I covered the whole Bobby Moody situation. And I got a lot more to cover. I'm aware of people passing and no longer being with us. But the point is, they're setting this up so that it looks like she's a good person and no one questions her motives for doing this interview 5 months late. All right, so let's go.
And you seem very strong to me. I don't know what you're like on the inside. Is that for you, for the kids, for the world?
I think it's for all of that.
Yeah.
I don't really have any other choice but to be strong. Because it is me with those kids. And they deserve someone that's strong. We're being there for each other. We're looking after each other, having those hard conversations.
If you feel comfortable, what kind of questions are they asking you about what happened?
Well, first off, they just...
Okay, did y'all see the little emotional switch up? All of a sudden, she switched up into this tears. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention to this. Watch how she switches up in the interview. She immediately, y'all got a peep game. She immediately goes from happy, smile, and just immediately goes right into tears. Okay, she immediately goes right into tears. Like she's like, yeah, and then, you know, that's stuff that actresses can do. Remember, that's a part of her resume. She is also an actress. Okay, y'all might not care for her as that, but that's a part of her resume. She has done a role here or there. She's been on television, so she knows how to act. I want y'all to peek game, just like how she's acting here on her Instagram account. We broke this particular video down. But watch this. I'm going to run it back, and I want y'all to see how she changes up so quick. Okay? Peep game, y'all. Peep game. Watch this.
Each other. We're looking after each other, having those hard conversations.
If you feel comfortable, what kind of questions are they asking you about what happened?
I think it's for all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see she's laughing and smiling. I just want y'all to see this. Let me pause it for a second. So y'all can see she is laughing and smiling. Okay. This is just let that marinate on the screen for a second. If she's so distraught, okay, let me break something down. Okay, I just got to explain some things. Many of you may not know this, but I understand consumer behavior. I had to take classes like that. That's a part of my degree, my education. Okay, you know, consumer psychology, how people think, how they operate, how they do stuff. And I understand when someone is distraught to the point where they are actually shedding tears, they're not going to really be able to change up gears. Even if they're laughing, they're going to be crying while they're laughing. Does anybody understand what I'm trying to say here? Like, even if you laugh, you're going to be crying. It's going to be like cry laughter, not just straight up smiles and laughter. And what we see here is she's just straight up smiling and not laughing. And then she goes into what Raising Phoenix said, crocodile tears. She switches gears. So I want y'all to peep game about this. Sharina says so she can cry on demand. Interesting. Exactly. So watch this. I'm going to put a full screen. And I told y'all what it is. So just watch.
Yeah.
I don't really have any other choice but to be strong. Because it is
See how
me
she's
with
smiling?
those kids. And they deserve someone that's strong. We're being there for each other. We're looking after each other, having those hard conversations.
If you feel comfortable, what kind of questions are they asking you about what happened?
Well, first off,
See?
they just ask.
Can I do that? Let me do it. Can y'all gonna let me do it? Can I come on the screen to do it? Okay. Well, cause you know, I gotta talk. But I can go back and be smiling and happy at the same time. You see how I can just... I'm just telling you. She's trying to emotionally manipulate you all into believing that she is actually distraught about this. Okay? Yet she's accepted everything that's happened. Okay? Let's just go, man. This is sickening, okay?
When is Daddy coming back? And that's a really hard one. Because you feel like you've had the conversation with him. And really, like, you know, to the best of your ability, explained where he is now. And so then, you know, as a mom,
I mean, Phoenix is right. He says drama classes teach you that. Exactly. Y'all, okay, let me break something down. I'm not only a content creator, I'm a life coach, spiritual master, okay? Content creator, influencer, actor, like rapper, songwriter, producer, the list goes on and on. Like, I know how to do these things. If someone wants me to go on set, I've been on camera before. I can do whatever I need to do. I can display whatever emotion you need me to display. I can go into the studio and I can verbally display whatever emotion you need me to display. I can change up, flip up. Y'all will hear that in a lot of my music. Go to brainwaves.com. Look me up on iTunes. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay? Same thing. I can write lyrics for another artist to make them emotionally flip up. I can have them happy in the same sense, sad, mad, angry, whatever. So I'm just saying, just peep game and watch the behavior. Okay? She's trying to, get a lot of people sidetracked and distracted by it. Nancy says, look at how uncomfortable she looks. Exactly. She looks like she's trying to force herself to do this. So let's go continue to watch the interview.
Think, okay, we had that, and then it'll be like a couple weeks later, like, but does he come back when he's older? Like, when daddy's older, he'll come back.
It was such
See, they
a
pushing the
shock
kids
to
narrative.
the country when the news broke. That's one of those stories that's not right, because he was the megawatt smile, the guy who was dancing, always happy.
I still feel like I'm like the rest of the world, where I'm still shocked. No one's ready for that moment, and there's no one that saw this coming. No one. But I feel so sad that he was so there and we weren't in the knowing. People say a lot of like, what were the signs? And he really wanted to be everyone's Superman, and he said that.
Okay, I want y'all to peep game what she just said. People are asking, okay, y'all got to understand what's going on here, because this is serious. So in the interview here, what she just said is that people were asking her, Allison Holker, what were the signs? The signs meaning what caused Stephen Twitch Boss to quote unquote delete himself. For those of you that don't know, with the YouTube algorithms, we have to use code words at times. There's only so many times we can say certain things. Just like in television, there's only so many times that you can have certain words said. Otherwise, the ratings change of the show or the movie or what have you. Same thing goes with YouTube. So if anyone finds the word delete offensive, it means off, pass, no longer with us, etc., etc. But we have to use words that is familiar on social media for those of you that are new. Because if we keep saying the same old words over and over again, then it turns the nature of this particular show into something else. Okay. But the point that I'm making is, she's clowning y'all, and she said that, the whole point, like people were asking her, what were the signs, right? She's alluding to what are the signs that Twitch deleted himself. But yet there's no signs. There is no medical history. There's no record. Again, if you are a wife is going to know if her husband is stressed out, if something's bothering her. Like, she may not know that he's actually about to do this. She may not know every single fine little detail, but she's going to know something is off. Y'all can feel your man. I mean, after all, when you get married, the Bible says, you leave your mother and father and you cleave on to one another. You become one. I mean, but what do I know? So, you really can feel his emotions. His emotions become your emotions. His stress becomes your stress. His joy becomes your joy, etc., and vice versa. So if she's really a wife, she should know these things. Like, can't nobody sit up here talking about what's the signs. You've been like, well, my husband was stressed out a lot. My husband was stressed. Okay, my wife knows when I'm stressed out. Okay, my wife knows when I'm happy. She knows when I'm good. Even if I lied to her, if I were to lie to her, if I were to tell her something, she knows. Y'all see it all the time on all these shows we watch. The woman, y'all know y'all are gifted. That's why you are ladies. That's why you have that emotional connection. You know and you feel things. So there would have been signs back then, but there is no signs. There is no record because he did not commit suicide. But they got to push this narrative so that she could get back out there. Peep game, y'all.
A lot. There's no one that saw this coming. No one. But I feel so sad.
No one saw it coming.
the country when the news broke. That's one of those stories that's not right, because he was the megawatt smile, the guy who was dancing, always happy.
I still feel like I'm like the rest of the world, where I'm still shocked. No one's ready for that moment, and there's no one that saw this coming. No one. But I feel so sad that he was so there and we weren't in the knowing. People say a lot of like, what were the signs? And you know, he really wanted to be everyone's Superman, and he said that a lot.
Okay, so I'm gonna break something else down. I just gotta break something else down. Okay? If she was there, Miss Allison Holker just said that she was there, you know, the family was there and they had no signs. Now, I know a lot of times men, we don't express what's going on the inside, but you ladies are known, especially a wife knows. If you were truly there for Twitch, perhaps he would still be here now. Okay? And I know some people learn stuff, but she's saying like, oh, well, we were there, we just didn't know. How you gonna be there, but you didn't know? I mean, honestly, if there was a potential of anyone that is about to, you know, delete themselves, we would be calling, asking for help. You know, there's hotlines, there's communities, there's organizations, there's all types of resources. If someone is struggling and they're at that point, or it seems like they're struggling, they need help, you know, her narrative would be like, I tried to get him help, but he didn't listen. You see what I'm saying? I tried to get my husband help, but he just didn't listen to me. You know, I was picking up on this. You don't hear none of that, but she's saying that she was there. Again, you're hearing inconsistencies in her story. And me, I'm gifted, and I use my spiritual gifts to see straight through it, right? And that's what I'm trying to help you all see, or help you all confirm or reaffirm what you're already picking up on. She's like saying this narrative, and it just doesn't make any sense. It absolutely doesn't make any sense. Her own self up. Okay, and then she said that Twitch is a Superman. Why would a Superman off himself? I've never seen Superman delete himself. If he's such a Superman, and we broke this down before in many of my past videos about the Twitch situation and Allison Holker Boss. Feel free to go back and watch them, right? How is he such a Superman, but he deleted himself? That ain't no Superman. A man that's going to leave a wife and children behind is not a Superman. A man, especially a husband's supposed to put himself on the line for his wife and for his kids. But he's not going to delete himself and leave them by. If he does do that, that's not a Superman. That is a coward. That is a weak man. No offense to anyone that is a husband that has committed suicide, or husband/dad. Okay, no offense to anyone. But if you're going to do that, that's the easy way out. And you leave your wife to fend for herself and whatever happens in your child or your kids. That's not a Superman. A Superman comes in to save the day. But yet she keeps pushing this Superman narrative. Inconsistencies. If you want to know if somebody's lying, you're going to catch them slipping. It's inconsistencies. That's why, like, when a lot of people come up here on YouTube and they try to troll me in the comment section, they get caught slipping. They think they're going to catch me slipping. I'm a professional at what I do. Y'all ain't about to catch me slipping. But nonetheless, let's keep on listening.
Everyone's Superman.
Everyone's Superman.
Y'all hear that?
There's a stigma when someone has the megawatt smile, the guy who was dancing, always happy.
I still feel like I'm like the rest of the world, where I'm still shocked. No one's ready for that moment, and there's no one that saw this coming. No one. But I feel so sad that he was so there and we weren't in the knowing. People say a lot of like, what were the signs? And you know, he really wanted to be everyone's Superman. He said that a lot.
Everyone's Superman?
Everyone's Superman.
There's a stigma when someone takes their own life. Tell me about how that sits with you.
There's a large stigma that comes with it. I just think we need to find a little bit of grace.
Have you been on the receiving end of things that weren't quite so graceful?
It's interesting. The word widow is hard, and it's never easy when you hear it, but I had 13 years. I got 13 years with
See the emotional switch up?
one of the most magical humans.
Watch this, y'all.
I just think we need to find a little bit of grace.
Have you been on the receiving end of things that weren't quite so graceful?
See, she's smiling. Okay, y'all got a peep game.
About
Watch this.
how that sits with you.
There's a large stigma that comes with it. I just think we need to find a little bit of grace.
Have you been on the receiving end of things that weren't quite so graceful?
Okay, let me just let this sit real quick. Because she's smiling right now. And then she's going to go from smiling to all of a sudden the emotional jerking. Mind you, you don't see any tears come down her face. And I know a lot of people, let me just break something down. Yeah, like I hear a lot of BS in the comment sections. And I'm not saying here because I'm live right now, but in like a lot of people's shows, okay? And, you know, people talking about, oh, the emotions and this and this and this and that. Let me just break something down. If you are truly emotional to the point where you're crying about losing a loved one or you've lost a loved one, okay? Whether you are a guy or a gal, you're gonna see water on your face, eyes. You're gonna be snipping, like there is no hiding that, right? Like if you're at the point emotionally to where you're drawing tears, okay, or tears are coming out, there is no like switch up. The tears are gonna come out. You're gonna be wiping your face. I need a tissue. You're gonna be blowing your nose. You know, excuse me. You're gonna be choking. You're gonna be struggling. You're gonna see this look of loss and grief on your face. Like I'm not stupid. Like I said, I've dealt with loss in my own life, in my own family, in my own household. So I know what it's like. And if I get to the point where I talk about the loss of my son or the loss of my sister, and that's just immediate family and let alone other family members and stuff like that. If I get to that point, it ain't no hiding it. Okay, my eyes gonna be busting and buckling. Yeah, Nancy, she said something. She said she acts like she's AI. Exactly. As she switches up. So I want y'all to peep game. Patriot, like y'all know what time it is. Evilwood sacrificial deletion. Exactly. Raising Phoenix says, like a two-faced persona. Exactly. Raising Phoenix also says his own mother would have seen and felt signs that there were any. Exactly. How come no family members speaking out? All right. Let me tell y'all something. The reason why the other family members aren't speaking out is because they're able to move about their lives, even though Twitch is not here. Because they weren't in the public eye like Miss Allison Hoker was. But being that Miss Allison Hoker was in the public eye, she's got to be strategic and they got to come up with this whole marketing campaign to be able to get her back out there in public. Okay? I'm just saying. Sister Love says she's a witch. I believe she cast a spell on him. I do too. For y'all, for those of you that don't know, let me show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all something here. I had put out, let's take a look at this real quick. I put out 2 videos. Okay, and hopefully y'all should see this on the screen. Okay, I got 2 videos here on the screen where, and I'm gonna circle them. If you look in the top left corner here, it's about women casting spells on men that they date. Okay, I got them right here. Y'all need to peep game and listen how women be putting spells. And this takes place in the industry. I told y'all this, but a lot of people seem to not believe that this stuff is a reality. They think that I'm making this up. All right. But anyway, let's continue with this interview. Watch how she goes from smiling to flipping up.
It's interesting. The word widow is hard, and it's never easy when you hear it, but I had 13 years. I got 13 years with one of the most magical humans. And I learned, oh, I'm sorry. I learned so much about love and gratitude. And so my commitment to him is to still move forward from that. Because I talk to him every night.
You do?
I talk to him every night. And it's different every night. Sometimes it's just like, I took the kids to school. Other times it's a little bit deeper, a little more heavy. But at the end of the day, I talk to him and I tell him I'm gonna do this for you.
That legacy includes the Move with Kindness Foundation. Allison and her family partnered with the LA branch of the National Alliance on Mental Illness to bring awareness to mental health.
Talk a little bit.
Okay, so, now she's trying to bring awareness to mental health. And remember, I talked about this back in December. With everything that's going on, I had mentioned this before, that she should have been bringing awareness to quote unquote mental health back in December and January. But she wasn't doing anything. So now all of a sudden she's finally listening to the suggestions that I made and countless other content creators made. Because again, she's trying to paint this picture like she's doing such a wonderful thing. Okay. This is crazy, man.
About what you're doing and how you want your husband's name and legacy to live on.
What I would really love is to bring awareness to mental health, open up the conversations, but to hopefully help people to feel comfortable asking for that help. I really do want to make an impact on behalf of someone I love so much.
And Jenna, she tells her kids that their dad's up in the stars, and she said she walked in their room one evening and they were peeking out the window, and she said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Oh, we're talking to Dad." So they're keeping him alive, and of course, if anyone is feeling scared or alone, there is a suicide hotline that is very important for people to know that they can contact. Yeah. And also,
Okay, I'm gonna leave that on the screen because you never know who may be watching this particular stream or screen and need to, contact. There's a lot of people dealing stuff. A lot of stuff is just crazy, man. This is just insane. Like with the timing of all of this. Okay, the timing of all of this is just crazy, man. Patriot Chick says she needs mental health care. Yeah, like if anything she does, she needs the mental health. She needs the mental health. Patriot Chick says, yeah, in the stars. Like when they say, the kids are looking out into the stars with their dad. I mean, if he's such a Superman, why would he have committed, suicide? Supermen don't commit suicide. Supermen stay in the fight. Supermen will stay and keep going and keep going. But they're not going to take their own life. So again, it's a lot of hypocritical rhetoric going on, and I just want y'all to peep game. Speaking of peeping game, I want y'all to look. This is her Instagram. Okay, I guess we could essentially take this off the screen. Let's try to take a look here at her Instagram. Okay. Man, this is crazy, man. If y'all like the content, okay, make sure there's a QR code with the Cash App. Y'all definitely hit the Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo up. This is her Instagram. And what you'll see is she's posting a lot of pictures about the kids. And this is kind of like one of the first things that she's actually posted, which is, it looks like some book here. Okay, with them dancing. All right. But every picture you're going to see is about her and the kids, or it's the kids, it's the kids, it's the kids. Okay, keep looking. It's her and the kids, her and the kids, her and the kids, her and the kids, her and the kids. And then we get to, this infamous dance. I don't know if y'all remember that dance. Okay. This stuff is crazy, man. It's just absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And this is just, the timing is just all wrong. I mean, why 5 months down the road and this is your husband who you say you love so much and is so magical, and you just accept it? Like, that particular narrative doesn't fit. Like, it would have been different perhaps if she had a narrative to where she was saying that she didn't love her husband, or, you know, she didn't really care, and the list goes on and on. But that's not the narrative, okay? It's just not the narrative that she has been pushing. So, I mean, be on the lookout for Miss Allison Holker making a grand debut for the summer. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. She's probably going to come out in the summer with a lot of projects, do everything. You all know she's been to court. She got half the estate. She's got access to all his, you know, his production company, and, you know, her you know, Stephen Twitch Boss's production company, and all his resources. So, she's going to be coming out now. And with this interview, it kind of paves the way. So most people, the masses, are going to see her in a positive light. They're not going to really see what's going on. They're not going to go back and remember the stuff that took place and how it doesn't make sense, and et cetera, et cetera. And then next, you know, she's going to be out here full time, probably back dancing, probably back doing a lot. And she's going to gain a lot of support, because now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm doing this for mental health. But, you know, one thing about it, she's bringing mental health awareness, but she's not doing it for like actual, like for Twitch. Like, go back and peep this interview real quick. Let me put this on the screen.
But at the end of the day, I talk to him and I tell him I'm going to do this for you.
That legacy includes the Move with Kindness Foundation. Allison and her family partnered with the LA branch of the National Alliance on Mental Illness to bring awareness to mental health.
Talk a little bit about what you're doing and how you...
I just can't. Like, it just looks fake to me. Like, even when she was dancing here, it just looks fake to me. Like, watch, I don't know,
Foundation. Allison and her family partnered with the LA branch of the National Alliance on Mental Illness to bring awareness to mental health.
Talk a little bit about what you're doing and how you want your husband's name and legacy to live on.
What I would really love is to bring awareness to mental health, open up the conversations, but to hopefully help people to feel comfortable asking for that help. I really do want to make an impact on behalf of like someone I love so much.
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Man, oh man, oh man. Y'all, like, I understand people are struggling with mental health and there are situations, but I said it once, I said it twice, I'm going to say it a lot more times. I do not believe, and many of you also do not believe, that Stephen Twitch Boss committed suicide. I believe that he was murdered. I believe that Miss Allison Holker knows about it, at the very least. I believe she knows about it, whether she's saying something or not. It just not buying it. Just not buying it at all. Just not buying it at all. Yeah, Patriot Chick says all scripted by evildoers. Exactly. So y'all, you best believe, when I already said it, probably around June or July, she's going to be making a debut with a lot of projects and things. And she's going to be all out in the public and going all out, and everything's going to be blowing up. And again, I do want to say one thing. She did promise us that she was going to do a big public, memorial or whatever. Not a private memorial, but a big public memorial. I don't believe we ever got that. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but we never got like the big public memorial for all the fans. Because, after all, even she says Twitch touched so many people, but yet we didn't get to have closure.
I found this on the...
It is what it is. Robin here says, being a dance competition mom, I always felt that he was a super sensitive person. She is not talking about what drove him to go off the edge. She is not saying that. Exactly. And this is what I was saying. You mean to tell me you don't know what stressed your husband out? There's always some type of signs. There's always some information on what took place, what did not took place. There's always something. Oh, he was stressed out because he worked too much. Or, people had too much expectations of him. People was always demanding his time. He never got a chance to stop, rest, break. There wasn't resources, or we didn't have this. There's always something. And for her to allude to anything, yet she said in this interview that she was there, it's a lot of contradiction here and a lot of suspect stuff. So I'm keeping my eyes on her because I feel like she either did it herself or knows what happened or set him up. And it just does not make sense. Exactly. Robin White says 13 years of being around here. She knows. How you going to be somebody's wife for 13 years and you don't know any signs of what he's going through and feeling and don't know? Or even as a husband. Fellas, you mean to tell me, for those of you that are married, if you were married for 13 plus years, you don't know if your wife is dealing with something? Yeah, he was definitely sacrificed, and you best believe I'm going to be on a job, and a couple of other content creators are going to be on a job. We're not going to just let these people just get away with this stuff, because we know what happened. We know it wasn't a sacrifice, but the powers that be got to spin that narrative. So, hey, this is the interview. This is your girl, Allison Holker. And stay tuned. She's probably going to come out in June or July with some new projects or a project or whatever. And then boom, most people are going to forget about what happened. They're not going to see her or question her or anything. And then, she gets off scot-free. And you wonder why people continue to do sacrifices. Because when they know they can get away with it, what motivation is it for them not to do it? I'm just saying. I'm not saying about, what's right and what's wrong, but this is why people do what they do, and this is very common in the industry. I got to play one last video for y'all, okay, just to kind of remind y'all about this stuff in the industry. It's crazy, man.
Press you, but that's how they try to categorize
They
you.
can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone and let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Need you.
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed. The only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Need you.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy.
Need you.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy.
Need you.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son. Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. Out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Dr. Dre, his son. Out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
Y'all heard it. Okay. They want to control, monetize, and traumatize you all. They want to, the public, us. They want to traumatize us as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. She knows what's going on. She got that look in her eyes like she knows what's going on. Like, I don't trust her. She got that evil look like she's done it or she knows who did it. And again, like as people mentioned, what happened to Columbus Short, he had such an involvement and all of a sudden he disappeared. And now, like, it's a lot of unanswered questions as we went through. I'm keeping my eye on this woman because one thing, like with the FBI, they'll follow somebody for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And then all of a sudden, they'll get somebody out the blue. So my eyes are on Miss Allison Holker because, you know, ain't no telling when this stuff could come out and what will really be revealed. But she knows something, and she's got to spin this narrative and trying to come back out here and capitalize off of Twitch and his energy and his anointing. So, yeah, I'll be on the job. Nancy says we can't stop digging. Exactly. I'm going to be on the job, y'all. So it is what it is. That's where I'm going to leave it right now. Any updates, you know, I'm going to cover it. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. All right. To T News Reactions and Brainwaves Advice Topics, LLC. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Get the likes up. Feel free to send a PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Have the Cash App QR code on the screen. All right. I got all my information, PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo in the description box here. Every video, every live stream. $1, $5, $10. Support the content. If you like this content, if you like the work that I do, and you would like for me to continue, support the content. I really do appreciate it. Again, shout out to Nancy Lynn, who hit the super chat up. I appreciate you as well. Also, y'all need to know, and y'all need to peep game. I have the link in the description box at the top of this particular video and many others. Y'all need to check out the link that's on the screen. Okay? I got some AI training for you all. You need to know about this because if you don't, your job could be on the line. If you work for someone and an employer, you could be replaced by AI. Okay? Even if you're an entrepreneur, you could fall to the competition if you're not aware of AI. So please check that out. The link is on the screen as well as at the top of the description box. All right? I'm going to have to do a show just on talking to you about this AI, this chat GPT stuff, because most of y'all don't even know what it is. Y'all figure y'all don't care until it's too late. So I'm going to put y'all on game with that as well. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I really do appreciate it. All right. I'm getting out of here. I'll try to be back later on again today. All right. Until then, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Okay, hit the notification bell. And until then, I'm going to send you all the way as I always do. With love, with blessings, and with light.